And welcome to my final concluding review of the Vodafone Smart Tab II. Over the previous 4 videos we have looked at the design, performance and unique features of this 7-inch tablet, and what I can say is that this is not a bad tablet. Not a bad tablet at all. However, I can also say that this is not a great tablet. Not a great tablet at all. Now that might sound like the worst summary of a review ever. How much more can I sit on the fence than that? Well, I'm not being neutral at all actually. This is very much a case of the pros and cons pretty much cancel out this tablet for any overall criticism or praise. How does it do this? Well, the tablet is solid and well made. It feels robust in your hand, but at the same time it feels a little bit on the heavy side, and it makes it uncomfortable to hold in a single hand for any length of time. It also has an expandable memory slot for micro SD cards, which is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, since you only start with around 2 GB of available storage, it's absolutely essential, and it adds cost to the base price of a tablet. The software is solid and reliable, and I like the way that Vodafone have included some essential apps like a second browser for Flash, Amazon Kindle and an Office style program, rather than filling it full of bloated software. Unfortunately, the software that runs this is over a year old and has been superseded by the far superior Jelly Bean 4.1 operating system, and there doesn't appear to be any urgency by Vodafone to put Jelly Bean onto this tablet. The performance of the tablet is very creditable. During my tests on browsing, playing games and watching videos, there was nothing that rang any alarm bells. Actually, it's surprisingly quick. However, the screen resolution is a bit on the small side, and as much as I've tried to avoid comparisons so far, the Nexus 7 simply performs better. And that's the shadow the Smart Tab II has been under throughout my whole review. If I didn't own a Nexus 7, I could be easily fooled into thinking the Smart Tab II is a strong performer. And that's not a bad thing. If I did own this tablet, I wouldn't be ashamed of it. But the Nexus 7 has set such a benchmark at this particular price point that it makes it very difficult for any other tablet to compete against it. In order to compete against the Nexus 7, the Smart Tab II needs to be different, and thankfully it is. The rear-facing camera adds picture taking and video recording to the mix, which is something the Nexus 7 definitively can't do, and the 3G connectivity of the Smart Tab II adds yet another feature that, although the Nexus 7 can do, it does do at a much higher price point. But, and this is from my personal experience, I've never used rear-facing cameras on any of the other tablets I've owned, so while it's nice to have, I don't think it adds much of an incentive to buy. As for 3G, and this is my personal opinion, I think this is a bit of a red herring on tablets. 3G is generally not fast enough to cope with the type of things you want to do on a tablet. And tell me, how often have you wanted to use your tablet for internet use when there is no Wi-Fi connection around? For me, it's never. In those particular situations, I want to use my mobile phone. And as a side point, Vodafone haven't done themselves any favours with the data plans they have available, which are at the point of being extortionate. But as a whole package, if you want a 7-inch tablet with a camera, with a micro SD card slot, with 3G and with good performance, then I'm happy to push the Vodafone Smart Tab II your way. At a mere £149, it's fantastic value. If you want the best 7-inch tablet around for just an extra £10, however, the Nexus 7 is still the tablet to beat. Many thanks to Vodafone for lending me this product to review. Many thanks to you for watching this review, and I'll see you all again very soon.